What's up everybody? I just wanted to make a very short video here addressing one very important issue within this double beat metrical use of metronome numbers. We've been talking about that lately on the channel a lot. We'll do that in the future more. Something that I need to address is the fact that this theory is called often the half tempo theory. The half tempo theory suggests a little bit that if you apply that theory, you would end in playing in half the tempo of what we are used today. But that's a misconception, because today we're not playing at all in the metronome numbers indication thing. And even if musicians would care about the metronome numbers, which they in large masses don't, I don't understand, because that's primary direct information given by Beethoven, Mosler, Czerny, Hummel, you name it. We don't play today in those tempi. We are at about, if you would have a number stick on that, we are in a range of 40 to 60% of the speed, literally speed indications that those metronome numbers give. But anyway, halving them is not the right word, it's the metrical interpretation. So you skip one beat every time. That's the definition of time measurements as we learn from 18th century sources like Mersenne, and there are a lot more sources in the French literature that gives this definition of, in order to measure time you need 2 points, and from the moment you come back to the first point you have your time measurement. So it's 1, 2, 3, it's very natural. So it's not half tempo, but it's the double beat metrical interpretation of the metronome numbers. So I think that's an important distinction, because if people say it's half tempo, say it was so slow, indeed if you would halve the tempo we used to hear today, that would be unbearable slow, but it's the half of the literal interpretation of those old metronome numbers. It's not half speed, it's maybe right tempo. Thought it made sense to make a dedicated video for that. We'll be covering that a lot more, and in fact by the end of this month, while this video is online, we're going to Lawrence Guardian's place. He has done research since the 80s until now, both as a musician, because he has professional training as a keyboard player, but he has also professional academical training as a theologist. So that helps him a lot, not only reading the Latin sources, but also to do research about terminology, which is difficult. You cannot just read the old sources as if they would be written today. You need to interpret them, you need to find out the real signification, meaning of the words of that day. And so basically the theory is simple, but to do research is really complicated. We're heading to Ingolstadt, where he lives, to do some preparation work for the newly written book. In fact, for the translation into English, we're going to surround that with a lot of interactive approaches, so that really the problem, because it is a problem, becomes clear to you and to people who are not aware of the problem. Also in a way that it opens the minds. Today, if you talk about that, I've seen it on Facebook enough now, that it closes minds if you talk about this metronome issue, and I don't understand why, but we have to present it in a better way, that it opens the mind, and it's just the next step of research, not controversial. But anyway, we're going to Lawrence. If you have questions that you would like me to ask him, we're doing a Q&A there. I certainly will ask him your question and address it hopefully by him. Not that every detail has been solved. There's a lot of research that needs to be done, but it's worthwhile doing, and it's necessary to do. So that's also part of the reason why I take my time and effort to address this. Okay, that was it for this video. Hope you liked it. If it is your first time on Authentic Sound, I'd love to have you subscribe. We're not only covering tempo issues, but the notation, which is much more important for me, will be also a major chapter on this new book, History of Notation, going from the earliest notations to the tempo ordinario, what was very important for Bach and for the whole 18th century. It's essential in understanding to find the right movement of a piece. Metronome numbers are secondary, but if read in this metrical, so this double beat system, they tie in perfectly to the historically 18th century understanding of the notation. So that's for me the part that's most interesting, not to have this metronomes as a kind of holy guidance that you should follow, but they time in really in a kind of really old tempo ordinario feel, so that's important. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Thumbs up if you liked it, share it with your friends if you would like to do that, would help the channel greatly, and we see each other hopefully very soon again. Bye.